So today we're going to be sewing a joggers, but not the joggers with elastic at the hem, a wide leg joggers. So I've already mapped out my fabric, placed it out. I'm going to be cutting the front and the back together because I don't have time for stress. I find this method easier for me, so I'm going to be cutting the front and the back together. I already cut out my front and back fabric, and this is the front placed on top of the back. If you notice, the back is 1 inch higher than the front, the back fabric, and is also wider because the back is going to be wider than the front. So I've mapped that out. So that first measurement I'll be taking here is my waist to hip measurement. I'll be taking it from my front piece, not the back one. Just ignore the back one for now. We're working on the front. So my waist to hip measurement is 6.5 inches. So mark that out. So for my couch measurement, I like to add 2 to my hip measurement. I already measured my hip measurement here is 6.5. I like to add 2 to that, or I do my hip measurement divided by 4 minus 2 to get my crouch. Hip measurement divided by 4 minus 2. I either do that or I just basically add 2 to this 6.5 here, making it 8.5. So I'm just going to do that at 2 here. I like to go for the easy way out. So now we have our hip line, we have our couch line, we have our waist line. I already took the full length of the jogger, so that's our hemline. So on my hip, we're going to take out our hip measurement. My hip measurement here is 11.7 plus sewing allowance, that's 12.7. So I'm going to take 12.7 on my hip line. Mark that out. That 12.7 that I took now, I'm not just going to be marking it out on my hip line. I'm going to mark it out. I hope this is visible. Okay, I'm going to mark it out on my couch line. And I'm also going to mark it out on my waist line. So we have 3 lines there that we're going to connect into a straight line. So from this line, I'm going to extend my vertical crouch line by 2. Mark that out. And you're going to connect with a curve to the hip line. So once you've done this, next thing we're going to go down to our hem. Go down to our hem, and this totally is up to how wide or how big you want your hem to be. For me, I'm going to use 20 for the wideness because I don't want it too big. I'm going to use 21 rather. So for the wideness of this hem, depending on how big you want it to be palazzo, like really big, you can make it wider, or for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using 21 in my hem. So I'm going to mark out, divide this. I'm working on just my front piece, remember. So this hem part of it, I'm going to take the measurement and divide it by 2. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. So mark out the midpoint. Once you have that midpoint, you're going to divide 21 by 4. That's 5.2. So 5.2 plus 1 inch allowance on both sides, so that's 6.2, because we're going to need shaping allowance. You can add ½ inch allowance on this side, because usually I use ½ inch to shaping the inner seam. So depending on you, but I'm adding 1 inch on this side and ½ inch on this side. So 5.2 plus 1 inch here is 6.2, and 5.2 plus ½ inch here is 5.7. So we have those lines mapped out. Now these lines are going to be connected all the way down to our crotch line. We're going to connect this to your hemline. Then you're going to connect your hip line to your hemline too. And it connects from this hemline here to the hip. You notice we do not touch the waist. The waist is the same, and we're going to be leaving it like that because we're adding a waistband, an elastic waistband to this joggers. So we're going to leave the waist as it is. The waist is still the same measurement as the hips. So that's it for the front. So we're moving over to the back. Now for the back panel, the differences with the back and the front is that the back crouch line is going to be extended by either 2.5 inches or 3, depending on how big your bum is. For a bigger size, a plus size, it's advisable to use 3. So for myself, I'm going to be using 2.5. So I'm going to take 2.5 there, which is the entire fabric, because I already cut that out. So extend up to that 2.5. Okay, so from this point here, the point where the first panel, the front panel ends here, this point, we're just going to draw a straight line to the top of our pouch line. A slanted line rather. See what I did there? From this point, I just drew a slanted line upwards, and I'm going to curve that like I did to the front. Just curve it to join the hip line. There. So it has a curve for the back. So next thing is to connect this line to our hemline. But for the back panel, the hemline is going to be wider by like 1 inch. So I'm just going to increase this by like 1 inch, like I said. And connect it from the top to the bottom. Not visible enough, but we have the back and we have the front. So for the 1 inch that we left at the up there, the back is usually higher than the front by, like I said, depending on the size of the person's bum, maybe 1 inch or half an inch. For mine, I'm going to be using 1 inch. Half. My bum bum is not that big, so let me not do more than myself. I'm going to be increasing my back by half an inch, and what you're going to do is merge that line with your waistline. So the only place higher is this side here, then you just merge it down with our waistline. So there we have it. The back is higher than the front, and we're going to cut this out. You're cutting out your back panel first. Very important, you cut out your back panel first before you cut the front one out. Very, very important. Next, you're going to cut the front panel. Make sure you're cutting only the front, so you're not cutting the back by mistake. So starting from the hem. And once you're done with that side, move over to the other side. And this other side, both the front and the back are same, so you can cut them both together. This is the front and this is the back. Easy peasy. Next thing we're going to cut is our pocket and our waistband. So for the waistband, I already went ahead to fold out my, literally just folded the material. I've not done anything. So my waist is same as the hip for this joggers, so that's 41. And since this material is very stretchy, I'm going to be taking that exact 41. It is still saved 2.5 inches for wideness. I'm connecting all the lines together. Easy peasy, cut that out. And there we have our waistband. Set that aside, and next up, pockets. So there isn't much to cotton pockets really. It's just fold your material, put your material on the fold. Standard measurement I like to use for my pockets is 12 for the length, 12.5 properly. Mark that out and just cut it out. Trace out the exact same thing for your pocket bag. So now we have two of this pocket bag and pocket facing. So for the one on top, we're going to go in by 2 inches. And slant this down by 6.5 inches or 6. Let's use 6. Mark that out. And then on that point where you marked this, go in by 1 inch. Don't mind my tape. Go in by 1 inch on that point, and then just use your ruler to extend that your 1 inch line to be obvious, like so, and then connect this line to this one. and to give this a pocket look. This is the shape I want my pocket to take. And next thing I'm going to do is just the top layer. This one you marked out, cut it out. So that's 2 for each. We have our pocket facing, 2 of it, and we have our pocket bag, 2 of it. So that's it for your pockets. So I think that's basically all the pieces we are cutting for these joggers, and I'm going to show you guys how I put this all together in the next video. If you haven't subscribed, click on our subscribe button, like the video, and comment on something else that you'd want to see me try on my next YouTube video. Bye.